I'm Helen Cummins, and I'm here today with Michael Sandberg from Sandberg Estate. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, delighted that you could be with us here today.
Thank you.
And I'm so interested to hear more about Sandberg Estates. So, you've been living on the island for a very long time.
I was actually born and raised here.
Right.
My parents met here, and they decided to want to bring up a child here on the island, which I am very happy about that they did. I think they gave me a lot of things that have brought me to the position I'm in life today, and very grateful for being able to grow up on such a beautiful island as here. I think personally, I don't have children, but I think it would be it is one of the nicest places to have your children grow up in. Yes. So I was fortunate enough to be one of them.
And many benefits, like you say. I have a daughter and she's 16 now, and she's also like you. How many languages do you speak?
So I was very fortunate on the on the language side. I grew up with 4, and then was fortunate enough to learn another one at school.
Wow.
So 5.
So you have. Let's go through the languages. So you speak German because your dad's German.
Correct. Yep.
Your mum is Swedish.
Yep.
You speak Swedish, and then obviously English from
at
school. And Spanish from growing up here.
From just being around here.
And then?
French, which
wow.
we had at school as well, and
that's
a language
incredible.
I really like. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so very fortunate. I think I was born to be a real estate agent. It's sort of the template and that was there, and the languages have really helped in that respect, because it's understandable that people want to talk in their language, and that has really helped me, especially them being the main languages and nationalities that come onto the island.
But I think it even goes beyond the language. You probably have a great appreciation for the different cultures.
Yeah, it definitely is. You asked me the question before we rolled the cameras, what I feel actually, and
where do you feel you're
where
from?
Where do I feel like I'm from? And I've got to say, I do feel very European in a way, and that's what I think it also aided. It gives us that multicultural understanding for other nationalities, and I think that goes back again to Mallorca and living here or being born and raised here.
Yes, it's like a mirror of the island because
Correct.
It's so cosmopolitan.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I want to ask you a question related to schools, because many people, obviously, if you have young kids, it's a huge decision which school to send your child to or children to.
Yeah.
What was your experience of education and schooling here on the island?
I think it was fantastic. I think the curriculums and the school systems are the same as they are either in the UK, or I know there's one German school, but the British system, the one I went through, was fantastic. As I said, we got to be in a class with many different nationalities. The schools itself, the schools nowadays have also evolved a lot.
The level is
the level of education has really risen to, I think, a very high international standard. Mm.
You're very young to run such a successful business in Mallorca. Sorry, it's just an observation. And I'm really interested to know, because honestly, I really applaud young talent and young entrepreneurs like you.
Thank you.
On the island, and we want to have lots more like you. So what is the secret of your renowned success to date?
I think the main ingredient, and sometimes some people in my generation might have forgotten, is hard work.
Hard work.
It's definitely hard work.
So it's not good looks and education, languages, charm, any of those?
I think that might be the salt and pepper, the seasoning to it, but the main ingredient is still hard work.
Hard work.
For us, when we opened up the company, our motto...
And when you say us,
it's my mother and I, who opened up the company 9 years ago. Our goal and our aim was to make the procedure of buying a very familiar, nice, honest and trustworthy process for people who obviously put their trust into our hands. And by doing that for a prolonged period of time, which is 9 years now, I think that's one of the main reasons why we've had our success over the last 3 or 4 years, is because of recommendations from happy customers, friends nowadays, customers who become friends, and people who want to help you because they feel you're trying to help them.
What I have a sense of, and this is just from the outside looking in, I feel it's very much like built around family values.
Yeah.
And maybe that is because you and your mom set it up initially, but I have this feeling that it's almost like going to a family office. And then being taken care of, and kind of also having that empathy of coming to the island and getting settled here. And I don't know, that's just from the outside looking in,
I
what I
think
feel.
you've described it very well. Anyone who comes into office, I think the internal colleagueship and how we all communicate with each other is sort of
team.
We're a team. We're nearly a family.
What I feel is just, again, another observation is that this is what people are looking for that are coming here now, because you said your growth over the last few years you have grown exponentially over the last 4 or 5 years, but for sure it was the groundwork that you did from the 9 years to forward that brought you the success now. And you have established yourself now as one of the big players in the real estate market in Mallorca. So is it that what you're offering obviously is resonating with what clients are looking for in the marketplace?
I hope it is. As much as it is the family values and being trustworthy and honest, it's also knowledge. It's something that we write very big in the company. It's being able to assist people, and we know our market, we know what we're selling, and that's the sort of process which people need to be guided through. I think having recurringly done that has helped us establish ourselves to being one of the major real estate companies here on the island, as well as maybe a newer, fresher approach to digital marketing.
I love your videos. Your videos are great.
Thank you.
Check out the videos. They're really great. So what is your idea with the videos? Because it's something completely different.
The idea is really to highlight the property, but to see it, obviously some people are not on the island and might be abroad and are dreaming of buying a property in Mallorca. So it's a really passionate way for us to show the properties, I thoroughly enjoy doing it.
And it's using technology. It's using what we have available
and especially COVID taught us that being mobile, being technologically advanced in our sectors is a very important tool.
Yeah, and I think it's propelling your success, definitely.
I definitely think it's also been one of the main things.
Your area of speciality in Mallorca, I know you obviously, if you have a client, that you can find a property for them probably island-wide.
Yeah.
But you are very, very strong in
the southwest and Palma. It was a natural first step initially because it was where I was brought up and born. And it's also become our main hub with our 2 offices, as you'd mentioned. I believe it's also one of the most popular places for people to go, anywhere from Palma surroundings like San Vida all the way to Port Andrach. I think
the Swedish market is very strong now in areas like Santa
Catalina, Son Españolet,
Portichol.
Portichol as well.
A lot of beautiful properties there.
I mean, I think anything along that coast and Palma in general has become a metropolitan city which has got some amazing facets and amazing restaurants, and I think the old town itself shines and has become one of the most desirable places to live on the island. But it's really grown over the last 10 years. And I think that's one of the reasons why we don't really have a season anymore. We don't have off-season and main season, but it's become an all-year-round destination to come to. The island offers something all year round, and not just in the southwest, but all around the island. It's natural beauty, it's different sort of feelings, and I think every place of the island gives you a very different feeling, and offers you something very different. And so that's why we don't say there's only one place you should live. I think it's very much depending on who you are as a person and what you want out of it and what you want out of the island. That you should decide. And then I think it's got all of those beautiful facets to it. But otherwise, we have a lot of people who I think Mallorca brings out the best in many people.
Yes.
It lets them get away from their daily routine in the country that they live in, their primary residence sometimes, and they also find the better parts of themselves. I have a lot of clients who are very hard workers, tend to work maybe too much, and when they come here, you can tell that they just leave everything behind. Slow down and sort of come into the culture and
But is that not the energy of Mallorca?
It definitely is. I think that's it has that relaxing thing. For me, it's always when I drive into Palma and I see the cathedral. That's for me one of my most picturesque and scenic things, and it just. Every time I travel away, I'm very happy to come back, actually.
I think
most of us, we feel that way.
It's home.
It's home. And it's got something very special about it.
Yeah. It's been wonderful to talk to you,
Thank you so much,
and get to know a little bit more about you and about your business. And I wish you many, many more years of success and growth, and keep doing what you're doing. I think it's great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm honored to be here, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.